to attack. We'll see though if Latin America can.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the 20th of June, and I'm going to be casting Liquid versus FaZe, the first match of the Latin American Playday. And it is going to be an absolute barn burner because these are some of the best teams from the Latin American region. Now, first bans are going to come out. Thatcher. Next up, going to be banned is... I don't know. It's going to be Nomad. But in any case, this match is going to be an interesting one, mainly because of the fact that it's going to be played on Cafe, the newly worked Cafe. This has been one of the most significant content updates that we've received so far, and the Cafe rework is astonishing so far. From the EU Playdate, as most of you may already know, that all 4 matches during the EU Playday were played on Cafe, which was a bit of a surprise. And we've seen a bit on how Cafe actually plays out, judging by the first Playday, and there are so many new strats that are currently evolving around the map. But at the same time, the core gameplay and most of the fan favorite parts of the map have still remained. But at the same time, it has just been reworked to provide a more, well, not necessarily advantageous benefit to any single attacking or defending side. But a lot of the changes are more than welcome, and it's going to be very exciting to see how they exactly play out. 6-pick coming from Sexy Cake off of the Lion onto the Hibana. Now, I don't necessarily understand why Lion would be 6-picked off of, because as most of us already know, Latin America is one of the regions with a very aggressive play style. A lot of the players have a very strong and very discerning attacking play style. Lots of well, words fail me right now, but a lot of personal potential to take those personal gunfights and such like that. A lot of personal skill involved, and most of the actual rounds and plays that you'll ever see from the Latin American region are just frags after frags. It is an absolute frag fiesta, to say the least. And when it comes to an operator such as Lion at the click of a button will be able to force every single defender to stand still for a small amount of time. Now, see, with the last patch, Lion has been nerfed significantly. He's no longer going to be playing out as he once was back during Operation Chimera. Now, instead of highlighting players out, he will just ping their location for about 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds, which is more than enough to gather information if the defenders are moving around. And if they are not, well, then they're just forced to stand still and they make themselves easy targets, unfortunately. Now, FaZe Clan are going to be going upstairs to the bar and cocktail site. And we've got Astro downstairs in the bakery, who might be waiting for a call from his teammate or just waiting for a sound cue over Repel to make his run out. But I wouldn't put my money on that. He's just probably going to play it safe and try to catch any attackers that might accidentally reveal themselves too early on just to get an easy frag. They're going to start off by taking control of Red Stairs, opening up the reinforced wall that leads into the Cigar Lounge. One of the most common strategies that has been carried over from the old rework to the new one. As I said before, the core gameplay of Cafe has more or less stayed in shape. Now, gunfight's going on out, but after a minute and 45 seconds, nobody has yet to take a single shot. It's a very slow-moving round, and as of right now, Liquid are just focused on grabbing as much control of the west side of the building as possible. Sexy Cake on Repel spotted one earlier, but did not fetch the frag. They have managed to open up the top of Red Stairs wall and will now make their entry on towards the site. Nesk, already nearly in on B site, manages to... he just misses the head of, I believe that was Mav on the Kaid, standing up on top of one of the tables behind the reinforced wall. And with 35 seconds left, We have yet to see a single frag. Astro gets droned out and will have to retreat just a tiny bit. Ion on the smoke. He already sends out one of the toxic babes, and this is a beautiful angle over by Yuna. He can see nearly any single person that dropped from the cocktail hatch. You've got Mav inside of the freezer, and with 12 seconds left, this is going to be an utter clown fiesta. C4 goes out from cameraman, doesn't net a kill, but Yuna grabs one. Actually, Mav gets the kill, Astro onto Sexy Cake. Yuna picks up a beautiful frag and a double to close off the round onto Paula and Moringa. Brilliantly played by the FaZe Clan defense. And Team Liquid's attack just collapsed as they took way too long to make their initial push onto the site. They didn't manage to get a successful entry frag early on in the round, and well, they're gonna regret it. They're gonna regret it as FaZe Clan just pulled off a flawless round. Mav decides to go for the Clash, which is somewhat of an interesting pick. Oh, but they're gonna be 6 pick off of onto the Legion, and Sexy Cake once again off of the Lion onto Hibana. Now that round was altogether pretty messy. The attacking side decided not to take any control of the west side of the building. They made their initial push from the west side of the building, and they just stuck with it. They were running low on time, and having to send people over to rotate and cover flanks would have taken too long. Although they did check off most of the boxes, covering the standard rotations, opening up the standard walls and such, worked out pretty well without any contention from FaZe Clan's defense, but it wasn't enough, unfortunately. And now we're going to go downstairs to the newly reworked kitchen. Back in the day, Kitchen Bakery was the most abysmal site to ever have to play on as a defender. It was just much too easy for the attacking side, to plant the diffuser right at the main doorway of the bakery. And now with the newly reworked cafe, that site is no longer there. It has been moved inside the kitchen, and tons of renovations from the kitchen just pan out for a much more defensive-sided and altogether a much more balanced kitchen site. Team Liquid are going to be starting off with a complete head-to-toe cover, head-to-toe push of the entire map. Astro, in the meanwhile, is all the way upstairs, making his way down the white staircase, as he most probably has been droned out by Team Liquid. Gets one drone, and he's just going to continue retreating down to site, wasting as much time and trying to take out as many drones of Team Liquid, denying as much information as possible. And slowly but surely, Team Liquid are going to push their way all the way downstairs. They've started droning out the second floor, and by the looks of it, it is completely clear. Every single roamer has been pushed back down to the first floor, and with about 95 seconds left on the clock, Team Liquid have to start planning out their attack. They have to pinpoint which walls they want to get open. C4 comes out from cameraman, and he's just going to let it sit there in case if he gets a call from a teammate, or if he hears anyone just walk right over it, he could press a button on his little telephone, make it go boom boom, and then get one of the attackers. But things are still going to go pretty slowly. C4 gets detonated, doesn't pick up a single person. Lots of vertical gameplay coming out to try to get some nasty little angles on the FaZe Clan defenders. And first kill comes out from Moringa, Moringa onto Mav. That is the Legion down on the board, but even after over 2 minutes, I'm pretty sure Legion was able to throw down almost all of his goo mines. Next spots the Maestro, and down goes Yuna. That is the Maestro off of the board, which is a pivotal operator to have lost in a gunfight. Not having that LMG to your disposal anymore is going to be detrimental. Second kill comes out, Nesk gets one, and Ion also picks up a kill onto Nesk. Sexy Cake picks up the last kill onto Cameraman as all of the attackers pushed into the freezer after the wall was opened, and there was almost nothing that FaZe Clan could have done to win the round after they were at a man disadvantage. It was a 5v3. They didn't have enough coverage of all of the angles and all of the different parts, all of the different sides that Liquid would have pushed from, and they just collapsed. A near flawless round coming from Team Liquid. I'm although a bit surprised that Liquid have decided to employ Gridlock now for the third time in a row. One of the Aussies definitely in the spotlight, but sadly Mozzie won't see any play as of yet. Maybe he'll be pulled out a bit later into the match. 6 pick off of the dock onto the Pulse, which is a bit more of an interesting tactic. They are going to go for the new site inside of Reading Room and Dining Hall. This is the 4th side that has been added to Cafe Dostoevsky, and while it doesn't seem like that much of a fresh new little spice up site, it's definitely gonna give the defending team much more options in terms of selecting their next site to defend. It is a warm welcome, and as most of us already know, if you play a lot of Secure the Area, then Reading Room was one of the most favored, so to speak, Secure the Area sites, and it's awesome to see that Ubisoft has actually incorporated it, or actually managed to modify it and build it into a bomb site. They're gonna have Yuna upstairs with that Alda, making sure that he can deny any single entry from any hatches, because that gun with 80 bullets in the mag is a force to be reckoned with in the right hands. Moringa nearly catches, I believe that's Astro on the Jaeger at the door. He just barely gets away with it. If he would have just taken one more step forward out of that door, his head would have been taken off. But nothing happened. No kills as of yet. Not a single player has taken a single bullet either. And Mav on that Pulse, sitting in the 2nd floor. With that heartbeat scanner, he can actually point it all the way up and spot out any people that are currently on the roof, on rappel, or just anywhere above him, because it does have a radius of 9 meters, if I'm not mistaken. PSK on the Thermite is going to open up the top of red, the red wall at the top of red stairs, almost with no contention from FaZe Clan. Although they still have 2 bodies upstairs, Cameraman in the default corner, and then Astro watching his back in case if Team Liquid decides to push from white stairs. Now, Nesk is going to prep a nade and see if he can spot out Yuna. First one doesn't connect at all. He'll just cook a second one, throw it. But I actually think he was trying to get rid of the Evil Eye, and I'm pretty sure he did so successfully. And Yuna has got a very, very tight angle looking all the way into Cigar Shop. 2 bodies run past, but he misses his shots, unfortunately. And now they've already taken control of the west side of the building altogether, but they have yet to clear out the 2 people at the top. Ness gets 1 on, he gets 2 dirty kills. That is Yuna and Astro off the board. And with 40 seconds left, things are looking in Team Liquid's favor very decisively. Mav gets a frag onto Moringa with the C4. That is the Gridlock off of the board. Not sure if she used all of her track stingers yet, but those might not be as influential as one may have thought. 20 seconds left on the board. Walls are getting opened up into Reading Room, forcing Mav to take cover behind the bookshelf. Sexy Cake gets Ion. He's looking over towards him, but gets traded off. And there we go. Very well coordinated attack coming out from Team Liquid, pinpointing every single defender, getting frags very efficiently and very quickly within the last 10 seconds. And that's going to be round number 3. Going in the way of Team Liquid. So far, nearly all of these attacks I've taken very, very long to execute. Team Liquid have been taking their sweet time with getting rid of every single roamer possible and any single defender off of sight that could, well, just cause them a lot of trouble. They've done a very great job. And personally, I think that they could be a bit more fast on their executes, because a lot of the times their attacks I've taken have started off from the last 15 seconds, and when the clock has been run down so much, things can get very hectic very quickly. People can make mistakes when the timer is so low. The pressure is very high. Players start to get nervous, but that's totally fine because Team Liquid are in control of themselves. Every single push they've made has proven to be cool, calm, and collected. So FaZe Clan are going to go back upstairs to the cocktail lounge. And nothing surprising coming out from the defenders aside from Mav on the Kaid. I don't necessarily see what's the point of bringing in Kaid. Probably just they're going to use him to block off the top of red stairs, the wall up there. Also put an electro claw within the freezer to, you know, hamper Team Liquid's attack and inevitably just slowing them down as much as possible. But personally, I've always been much more of a fan of Bandit. And then again, it's also a bit personal preference because both of the operators do something very they do the exact same thing pretty similarly and pretty well. Only problem is that with Kaid you can't necessarily Kaid trick an exothermic charge. It does work with Hibana pellets, but it does not, however, work with exothermic charges from thermite. So just as previous rounds, they are going to open up the wall over by the top of red stairs as their first move. You got a few players outside on rappel looking into the cigar lounge, seeing if they can net any players, spot them out, maybe get a free kill. But so far, nothing has happened. Liquid are taking it very slowly, gathering as much information as possible. Nearly every single player is on their drones, scouting out, pinpointing the defenders, and just waiting for the IGL to make the right call, where to push in from, and how they go about doing things. 3 players are going to drop into the cocktail hatch, or the red hatch, excuse me, and they're going to, well, Nesk is very close into B side. Sexy Cake moving down the white hallway, takes a few bullets, nearly takes his head off, and he's going to retreat back into this cigar lounge. Ion is ready on that smoke. He's got all three of his toxic babes still up, which bodes very well into their favor. He doesn't need to feel run down or pressured to throw them out prematurely. And 45 seconds down on the clock. Now is the perfect time for Ion to be throwing out his toxic babes. Frag grenades go out from Nest just to create some small distractions, and he's going to slowly crouch walk into sight. He's got the cover of smoke. He's being shot by the Evil Eye, and Ion picks him up. 3 kills back to back. Cameraman picks up a kill onto Paula, and it's all up to Sexy Cake on Hibana. 20 seconds left, and there's nothing he can do because Astro was right behind him, shoots him in the back, and ties things up 2-2. Now, earlier in that round, we did see that there was one roamer downstairs playing on the second floor, and towards the end of the round, we did see one attacker, I believe it was the Zofia, go downstairs into the train engine room and try to snag out that player underneath, but I believe it was no, it wasn't Mav, but whoever was playing mute that round just managed to come on top, and they also still had one more C4 at their disposal from underneath, but it wasn't even needed. As FaZe Clan, excuse me, did everything practically perfectly that round. They were very patient. They didn't aggressively push any angles they didn't need to. They waited for Team Liquid to come to them. And with the Evil Eyes in play to look through the smokes, they were able to get as much information as possible, especially onto Nesk, who was creeping his way through B site towards Ion. Pings were coming out. Ion knew exactly where he was. He just shot through the smoke. First frag went out. And everything just collapsed for FaZe, for Team Liquid, excuse me, really quickly and very decisively. And so, FaZe Clan are going to go back downstairs into the kitchen. Last time they were down here, it wasn't successful, really, at all. And I don't know if that has to do with the fact that FaZe Clan's roamers weren't contending angles and trying to hold up the upstairs levels as much as they should have, because last time they went downstairs, Astro, who was on the Jaeger playing upstairs last time, got droned out, and he did the smart thing of retreating. He could have maybe stayed upstairs to waste a bit more time and make Team Liquid's day a lot harder. But it's difficult to say how things would have panned out if he would have actually stayed upstairs that round and tried to waste time and maybe get a frag in the process. Moringa taking control of the east side of the top floor. I believe Astro's already made his way down. Yup, there are 3 people currently pushing him down the red staircase, and he's just going to go run back into Bakery. Whew. He nearly got his head taken off from that really thin angle that Nesk was looking down on the red staircase. Oof, and Nesk just barely misses the head of a defender. These pre-made holes by FaZe Clan aren't proving to be all that useful. They might actually work against them because destruction in this game does work both ways. And these 2 angles, if FaZe Clan is not careful enough, then Nesk will definitely get a free frag. And also, this is one of the aspects that I personally love so much about this map. On most maps, verticality usually takes place just from one floor to the one directly under it. But as we just saw, verticality here can take place very much deeper, from one floor all the way up to even 2 floors down below. Cameraman with a nasty shot from the TCSG onto Nesk. That is Sledge off the board and the main fragger, the top fragger of Team Liquid right now. They're going to continue using the verticality to their own benefit, opening up as many holes as possible to try to snag a few kills. And so far, FaZe Clan have done a perfect job of keeping out of sight. One's right behind the A-bomb. Paulo will not be able to see him, but there are 30 seconds left on the board, and they will have to slowly, but actually no, they'll have to make their push very quick to get downstairs into sight. None of the walls have yet been opened by PSK or Sexy Cake, and the clock is ticking very, very quickly. They're going to open up one reinforced wall and just try to push into sight. Moringa gets the kill onto Cameraman, who was already on very low HP. And that's going to be kited off the board. Moringa on low HP as well. Smoke grenades come out to deny entry. Moringa picks one more up onto Mav. And with 2 seconds on the board, PSK has to get down and start planting the diffuser. But that's not going to happen. Astro gets Moringa and Paulu as the last 2 kills of the round. And Team Liquid, yet again, just not really keeping the clock in mind. They've been waiting. They've been waiting so long for the last few seconds to make their push. And after they got the initial entry frag, and even the man count of 4-4, things should have technically sped up for them. But just as there were 10 seconds left, they finally had their hard breachers actually use their gadgets to open up reinforced walls. And that is not something that you should be doing as the attacking team. Normally, one would say the earlier you get those walls open, the better. It gives you much more time to work with and much more flexibility. So, I don't know exactly what Team Liquid could be doing different. They could definitely be more efficient on their drone and information gathering job. They could also just send people from different parts of the building, watching different rotates in case if there are any roamers downstairs that they need to push and pinch out. And so far, they've done a rather okay job of clearing out roamers. But then from that transition from clearing out roamers to verticality has gone pretty okay. They managed to get their vertical control onto the kitchen site, but that transition from verticality to a site execute has so far been rather poor in the attacking rounds that they have displayed so far. Team Liquid are going to have to manage their time a lot better if they actually want to pick up another round, equalizing things at 3-3 before halftime. So here we go once again. They're going to start off working their way top to bottom, droning out the top floor. Currently, there is at least one roamer, I believe probably two upstairs, and they're going to have to move fast. PSK already on low health. Not sure how that happened, but it happens nevertheless. And Team Liquid don't have a Thatcher to get rid of this mute jammer, but that's fine. You can repel on the window and just shoot it with a bullet. And then you can open up the cigar lounge wall rather easily. Mav on the pulse once again. It is so crucial that they are gathering this much information with the pulse. He's just going to be relaying back to that information back to his teammates. And here we go. Moringa is actually already on B's site. He's ADS. He's looking for a kill. But it'll be Ion to just crush his dreams altogether. Gridlock off the board. Unable to use her gadgets at all this round. That's going to be some utility wasted. Now Team Liquid have to clean up after themselves. They've got 90 seconds left. They've opened up the top of red. And they now have nearly full control of the entire top floor besides that east part of the building. Cameraman gets a frag onto Sexy Cake. No more Hibana. Astro gets one onto Nesk. And then Cameraman picks up one onto PSK. It's all up to Paulo on the Zofia. Diffuser down, but Astro picks up the kill. Pings were coming out from his teammates. Very well played from FaZe Clan. Compared to rounds prior, FaZe Clan did exactly the opposite of retreating back to site as soon as things got too hot. They toughened up. They decided to hold the upstairs even though they were being pressured from the west side of the building. And did it pay off? Yes, absolutely. They managed to get nearly every single player that was pushing them from the west side of the top floor and ultimately won the round. Those two players up there, Cameraman and Astro, doing all of the heavy lifting. And not just their fragging potential is the reason why they won that round. Mav is also the main reason they won that round because he, on the pulse, was able to relay so much information back to them. They practically knew Team Liquid's movements at any given moment. And from there on out, it was just simple frags. And now, it's halftime. Sides of Swap Team Liquid will be on defense first. So, they're going to be going upstairs to the cocktail lounge. And also, for the first time ever this match, we're going to see Lion being brought out by Cameraman. Lion is going to be an operator that will help them tremendously in this attack. Being able to force defenders to stand completely still for a second and a half. At the click of a button, mind you, it's a very powerful gadget. And with a team as coordinated as FaZe Clan, I have no doubts that they will be able to correctly employ Cameraman's Lion to provide them with as much benefit as possible, as is possible. They're probably going to start out nearly the exact same way as Team Liquid has, and this is actually a very interesting spot that Nesk is playing. He's over by the pillars looking at the cocktail hatch, just waiting for somebody to blow it up. And if he's paying attention, then he might get an easy frag. But also, I think he's just going to be standing down there waiting for a drop. Because if somebody does drop, then it should be a relatively easy kill with Nesk, for Nesk with that Alda in hand. A minute has already passed, and things are going very, very slow. Teams are still doing their initial information gathering. First EE1D scan comes out. but they didn't accomplish anything with that scan. FaZe taking things nearly just as slow as Team Liquid did. One more E, 1D goes out. They have information on a cameraman. He will get picked up by the Lion himself. That is Nesk off the board, the top fragger for Team Liquid. And so far, FaZe Clan have done a sublime job of using cameraman's line correctly. And PSK is looking to be in dire straits. He's got two sides to watch out for, two different angles to watch out for, but don't think that'll stop him at all, because he will pick up kill onto Mav. That's the buck off of the board. And with 53 seconds left, Yuna on the Thermite is probably going to open up the freezer wall, thus advancing their attack. Wall's going to get open. PSK has to retreat into the freezer as he has no other option. Cameraman downstairs. I think he knows that there's one downstairs in the laundry. Actually, no, she's not on the laundry. Paulu was just standing in the middle of the hallway and gets an easy frag onto cameraman. Ion gets a Moringa, and it's down to a 3v3. With 22 seconds left, Yuna goes down from inside the freezer. PSK is so very low on HP. Just one bullet will do it, but nothing's gonna happen. Ion. Two players were so very low on Team Liquid's side. Just one small little love tap would have done the job, and it would have been at a 1v1. But ultimately it didn't matter, because Team Liquid had cameras set up everywhere on the top floor. Pings were coming out. They knew exactly where the Zofia was. So even if Zofia managed to clean up the last two defenders who were very low on HP and start the 7-second defuse, there was still a Valkyrie downstairs with the C4 in hand who would have been able to guarantee them the victory, even if it came down to 1v1. Now Team Liquid pick up their third round, and they're going to go into the fourth newest site, reading room and dining hall. Nothing out of the ordinary coming out. FaZe Clan are going to be keeping the same team structure so far. And as you guys can see here, these are the round wins so far as per halves. So Sexy K is going to be on that bandit upstairs, and he's going to make sure that nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, can get into the cigar lounge after blowing up the top of red. They're going to employ a pretty heavy roam upstairs, probably leaving just one or two people downstairs on site. And keeping control of the upstairs part of the building, keeping control of the cigar lounge and the cocktail bar is so very crucial when you're defending the second floor, whether it be the reading room and dining hall or the train engine and dining hall. Verticality is so very important on this map. And if FaZe Clan, manages to get control of the third floor very early into the round, then things will almost definitely go south for Team Liquid. Almost the entire floor is destructible. And they do have a Mav. They do have Mav on the buck, which will aid them greatly in the verticality. FaZe Clan is going to continue to gather information around drones. One drone is going into the train engine. They spot out Moringa, who was inside A. Well, now he is inside A. And 3 players still upstairs. Thermite charge is going to blow up the top of red, and now the attackers will have access into the cigar lounge. EE1D comes out, and they're looking to just catch any defender who's forced to stand still. They already have the locations of nearly every single defender. Zofia going to use one of her impacts to get rid of that evil eye that's lodged up on the wall. Nesk with the Alda, though, is definitely going to be yeah, tough treat to beat, to say the least. And with a minute left, they are kind of just waiting for Team Liquid to peek their heads out at this point. But nobody's doing so. And that's smart. Mav takes down Valkyrie. And Nesk still committing upstairs. We'll get a kill onto Ion, but it doesn't matter because Astro is there to pick up 2 kills. And now they have 45 seconds left, which is still an okay, well-sized chunk of time for them to make their initial push onto site. Ooh, that drone nearly spotted out Moringa. He has to thank his lucky stars for that drone turning just a millisecond too early, because now they have no knowledge about Moringa's whereabouts. EE1D comes out. Moringa misses his shots onto Yuna, left him very low on HP, but now it's all up to PSK1 on the Legion. Diffuser's going down, shots are coming out, pre-fires are coming out, Diffuser's nearly planted, and he nets 1, he nets 2. Mav and Astro down. It's a 1v2 situation. Yuna is very low on HP. He could make things happen, but Cameraman from behind in the laundry room will clean up PSK1 and getting FaZe Clan their 5th round for the match. The information was rallied so very quickly about the Legion's whereabouts, and Cameraman did the very smart thing to drop the hatch into the laundry room and cut off the rotation. It's a very long hallway to cover, and PSK1 had almost no idea of knowing where Cameraman actually was. He did his best. He got 2 frags, got the planner after the diffuser was down. Sadly, if he got him during the plan, that would have been so much better for Team Liquid. And it was a very doable for PSK1. He nearly got the clutch, but it was just the lion at the hands of Cameraman to ruin his day. So now we're gonna head off to the downstairs site inside a kitchen. And also, I think for the first time so far in this match, we're going to see Paulu and Sexy Cake on Kaid and Bandit respectively. They're bringing a lot of entry denial out, seeing as that ever since the rework, Kitchen has got a lot more walls that can be opened up. You've got a wall over in Bakery. You've got a wall at the bottom of Red Stairs. You've got a wall over by the freezer. 3 walls that you gotta completely beef up with the use of those electronic devices. And so if it's anything that we've seen from previous rounds, FaZe Clan are gonna do what they've done previously and what Team Liquid has also done previously. They're going to do a top to bottom clear of the entire building. They've got the time to do it. They got the time to work with. They have the utility and the drone economy to make sure that that happens. Things are starting off relatively smooth. Nesk is upstairs on the Valkyrie, and he's also being assisted by Paulu and Sexy Cake, who are holed up on the 2nd floor instead of the 3rd floor. And this is a small, nice little rotation that PSK has got for himself in case if things get too hot inside of the bakery. He can just move back into the site really easy. Cameraman on rappel. He might have known that PSK was actually chilling around there, but I don't think he decided not to go for the push. E1D comes out. They've managed to force one of the players into reading room, and now they're gonna go hunting. It's FaZe Clan versus one little roamer. And if they pick this entry frag up, then things will almost always go in their favor. But 2 of the defenders have been isolated into dining hall. This is not looking good for Team Liquid at all. And Sexy Cake will pick up a kill onto Ion. He will free his fellow defenders, and now they are free to move back around the map as they please. Astra on the IQ is going to probably move towards the east doorway, or he's just going to chill around pillars, but he's going to try to hunt down Nesk, who's inside of reading room. Another EU1D comes out, and Cameraman, is going to push as well. further down. Nesca's got 3 people surrounding him, and they're going to pinch him from the dining hallway and also from the reading door entrance. He gets the kill onto the fragmite. They didn't do their drone work, sadly, and it's going to cost them. It's going to cost them a hard breacher. Astro manages to get the trade onto Nesk, but it's a bit too little too late, seeing as they have just under 30 seconds left. Astro very low on HP, and he knows where the Kaid is, manages to get a great frag with help of the drop shot onto Palu. He's in a gunfight with the bandit and manages to get Sexy Cake as well. Oh, how the tables have turned, and it's 10 seconds left. Moringa gets one onto Mav, and one more's pushing from the kitchen doorway. PSK gets one onto Cameraman on the line, and he's also going to clean up Astro, who did so much work in that round to help revitalize FaZe Clan's attack. But he's going to step in a goo mine. And he's going to be poisoned to death, sadly. It's definitely... It's not great to see that Valkyrie was just hiding upstairs in the reading room, and they didn't manage to pick up the kill on her. Obviously, she did a very impressive job of keeping herself secret from the attackers, not making any noise whatsoever, playing it ever so patiently, and boy did it pay off. They managed to get the thermite off of the board the round prior, and that was a hard breach gone for the attackers. And even after Astro got 2 kills and traded and did even more work, I actually think that was a 3K from Astro. It was the Kaid, the Bandit, and also the Valkyrie upstairs. So yeah, even after Astro putting in so much work to get that 3K and to try to, I don't know what word I'm looking for. To salvage, that's the word I'm looking for. To try to salvage the round, things ultimately did not go in their favor. Because Legion is a nuisance to deal with, even though Astro was playing as the IQ. He didn't have enough time at all to grab out his electronics detector and fish out those Legion mines. But it's okay. Team Liquid are going to pick up their 4th round for the match. FaZe Clan have still got just a bit of time to work with. If they grab this round, then they will have guaranteed themselves at least a draw. And as soon as Team FaZe Clan actually grab this round, setting the score to 6-4, Team Liquid will no longer be able to grab a victory for themselves. The least they could make out of it would hypothetically be a draw. Astro on the IQ with that electronic detector pinpointing the location of many different electronics. Lots of mute jammers rounding about. Goo mines. Actually, no, they do not. Team Liquid haven't brought a Legion. That's my bad. They have not brought a Legion to this defensive round, which is a bit more surprising. E1D comes out. I'm pretty sure FaZe Clan have also done their drone work, and yeah, they've done their drone work. They managed to get a beautiful grenade, catching Cake off guard. PSK dies as well at the hands of Astro, and it's all up to Moringa, Nesk, and Palu to salvage the round to keep the dream alive of getting 3 points out of this match. 1 minute 20 seconds left on the clock. FaZe Clan have got tons of time to work with, and they still have a lot of utility they can expend. Thermite is sitting on at least 1 exothermic charge which he could use to open up the freezer wall. They've managed to spot out the smoke. EE1D comes out, forcing him to stand completely still, but he's behind a reinforced wall, behind cover, so he's kind of safe for now. For now, he is. They've opened up the freezer wall. Yuna is going to start pushing in slowly but surely. He knows that there's one over by the top of white, and he's just going to let it slide. He's going to start planting the diffuser, but Nesk, with the denial, C4 from below, nets an amazing kill. Paula with a kill onto cameraman. There's 30 seconds left. Mav picks up a kill onto Moringa. And it's a 2v3. It's all up to Nesk and Paulu. Paulu picks a one up to Mav. Nesk denies Astro, who was going for the plant. And now it's all up to Ion with 20 seconds left on the board. He could still make this work. He could still definitely make this work. He does not have as much information as he would like, though. He does know that Paulu might be coming up the white stairs if he heard that enough. But with 5 seconds left, he either has to go for the frags or the plant. And with his back turned to Nesk, he will pick up the frag after peeking from inside of the bathroom. Decisive round goes to Team Liquid. The defense was so perfectly played out from Team Liquid. After I believe it was Yuna decided to start planting the diffuser, I was about to think that the round was completely done and dusted and the ship has sailed and that FaZe Clan would have been on match point right now. Fortunately for them, unfortunately for them, but fortunately for Team Liquid, they had one C4 disposal downstairs which denied the plant. Suddenly there was definitely less than a minute left on the clock. And then things were just going back and forth between the two teams. It was definitely astounding to watch. It was a very well played round from both of the teams. Excuse me. And now we're going to go back into reading room and dining hall. FaZe Clan keeping the same operator roster. So far it's proven relatively reliable to say the least. They've managed to make it work a bunch in every single round they've won so far. And now the one thing that I'm actually curious about is I'm not exactly sure if the floor in reading room is actually breachable. I know for certain that the wall in A is breachable, and it actually looks like the wall inside of reading room is not breachable. But that in A is, which means that they could have one player with a C4 in their pocket sit down below in the kitchen waiting to get into A for a diffuser plant. But the dining hall, it is significantly harder to gain access to as an attacker in comparison to the reading room. And I keep on wanting to say Mav when I refer to FaZe Clan, but Mav isn't the whole team. The FaZe Clan is the whole team. Mav is just one guy playing on that team. They're gonna start off by taking control of the upstairs side, trying to fish out any roamers possible. They're doing their drone work. They're doing everything that needs to be done. And they've already dropped down the red hatch. And they're going to start pushing their way down red stairs. Cameraman on a drone spots one person inside of train. I'm pretty sure he's going to send a drone out right now so they can pinch whoever it is inside of train. They've already got 2 guys on red stairs, so if it's time, if they want to collapse onto the roamer inside of train, the time is now. EE1D comes out, starts pushing into the red stairs. All walls are reinforced, so he has no way to get wall banged. Cameraman will wait soundly for the head of Sexy Cake, and he will get that kill very easily and effortlessly. Let's mute off of the board. Nesk is upstairs and he's surrounded by 4 players. I don't know how he got up there, but he's gonna miss a few shots. He's gonna miss a ton of shots. E1D comes out and he's gonna go down at the hands of Yuna. If he managed to at least get Yuna in that scenario, then things would have definitely paid off for Team Liquid, because that would have been the thermite off of the board. Moringa trying to take the gunfight against one player, but SMG-11 recoil is somewhat hard to control. Cameraman picks up Paulu, and it's all up to Moringa on the smoke. These are doable. He can win these, but not today. Flawless round comes out from FaZe Clan, and they're going to put themselves at match point. 6-5. Very decisive round from the attackers. Very well played. And just again, such a shame that the Jaeger wasn't able to pick up as many kills as he would have wanted upstairs. So Team Liquid, potentially the last round in the entire series. They're going to choose to go downstairs into the first floor, back into the kitchen. Let's hope they cook up something nice regarding strategy for this round. And small little 6-pick. Astro is going to go on to the Dokebi. So Dokebi and Lion. I don't understand why they would do this. FaZe Clan has done a very, very great job at clearing out the roamers time and time again, round after round. I don't understand the decision to bring out a Dokebi when you already have a Lion. It's kind of just overkill at that point, and seeing as Team Liquid, well, they're definitely going to send at least 1 or 2 bodies upstairs to roam about while they just keep 2 players downstairs on site defending. It'll definitely aid FaZe Clan very much in fishing out that 1 or 2 roamers that are currently upstairs. But for the rest of the round, they have to focus on getting site control. And at the same time, I can understand why, because FaZe Clan, while their roam clears have not been the most efficient that we've ever seen in Pro League, I'm pretty sure that Dokebi will definitely aid in clearing out those roamers fast enough, giving them much more time to work with later in the round so they can carefully plan out their push onto site, not make any careless mistakes, and just all along make the entire ride much, much smoother for themselves. EE1D comes out, Mav gets the Kaid, that is Palu, off the board. He will lose a ton of health in the process though, but it's no biggie. He's still got 2 grenades in hand. Nesk coming into reading room. He turns around and manages to get Mav. Quick reflexes, faster than a cat. And he's gonna be left uncontested up on the 2nd floor. Mav has relayed the information back to his teammates, and now Astro is he's gonna sit on one of the logic bombs. He's gonna send 1 logic bomb out right now. Nesk will have to let his phone ring or pick it up, and he's gonna be left vulnerable either way. But I'm pretty sure that Nesk did the smart thing and just ran for his life back into sight. Nope. He is actually inside of the train. Pings are coming out. EE1D came out. They're going to hunt him down. Shots are coming out. He gets a 2nd kill onto Ion, and he's all left by himself. But Cameraman manages to clean him up, and there's 1 minute 20 seconds left on the board. Man count is 3 versus 3. The playing field could not be as even as it is right now. And Nesk, he did tons of work. He committed to staying upstairs to just be a thorn in the side of Team Liquid's cheek. Excuse me. Ness just played that roam game outstanding. He managed to pick up 2 kills in the process, wasted a heck ton of time on FaZe Clan's side, and he just did an all-around brilliant job on the Valkyrie upstairs as a roamer. But now back to the juicy things, because there's 30 seconds left on the board. Yuna will plant down an exothermic charge, and Toxic Babes are coming out. There's 1 on the flank. Cameraman will pick up Sexy Cake. Bandit is down and dusted, but he will be traded off, and they're going to push into sight. Astro doesn't pick up a kill, but Yuna will pick up 1 who is behind the table, and Yuna will also get the finishing frag onto PSK. Brilliant double kill, each within 5 seconds of each other, to close off the match and get themselves a nice 3 points on the board. And look at this scoreboard, man. Astro and Cameraman both clocking in at 12 kills, and Nesk also putting in tons of work. 12 kills, 10 that off as well. 3 points go to FaZe Clan. Very decisive victory overall. And that's going to wrap it up for this little VOD of me casting Team Liquid versus FaZe. I hope that you guys, if you are watching this and you've made it this far into the end of the video, that you did enjoy my casting skills. Once again, If you think I can improve in some parts regarding my casting, make sure to leave a comment down below. Your feedback is always welcome because in the end I'm doing this to get better. So hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you all so much for watching if you did watch. And then until the next VOD of me casting, have a good one.